was falling. If I was down, would you even see? I'm so tired of calling out for someone to notice me. I've been down on my knees for so long, crying please. Where were you when I was hurting? Now that I pull back the curtain, I wanna see love make a comeback. I wanna feel love when it runs out. I wanna see everybody joining in until kindness wins again. I need to know.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna get this rocking and rolling this morning real quick. Letting everybody know I'm live right now. Yeah, I'm showing this chart here just for right now. Good morning, Michael. How you doing? Making sure everybody can hear me. Let's turn that music down a touch. I'm just waking up, having my coffee, seeing the market come back to life, seeing that the Fed's gonna, the market's gonna open up here in about 15 minutes from New York. Checking out what's going on. Seeing that we're in an uptrend, man, we came close to breaking 20,000. I mean, 20,087. We don't get much closer to breaking 20K. You know, I did tell everybody last night I didn't think it'd get below 20,250. Man, here the last 3 or 4 days, man, Bitcoin has been making a liar out of me. So that's two major good little dips at one time here. So everybody keeps asking me if I think what's going on with the Feds is baked into this price. And I think it is. I mean, I think it's already, whatever they're doing or going to announce, it was already leaked yesterday. So you can see we came down here and we started to recover. And I think all this here is all baked in. So hopefully everybody thinks we're going to get a big dip out of this on the Fed meeting today. And I think we'll just get the opposite. It'll fake everybody out. I'm not sure. I mean, it's crazy because we're getting so close to this red level here. That gold thing I had up here is already, I just removed it because it's already totally just taken out. Go back here to the daily. You can see right here. I can bring it right up there. That has already been wiped out completely, right to the bottom here. Pull that across here. So we're just now, we dropped out of it and come back into it. That gold box has just been getting, it just got decimated. I was not expecting us to drop out of this liquidation box until sometime later this week. And it happened the first of this week. So that is just totally insane. So yeah, I woke up, I seen how this market was moving, taking a chance here. I put a $6.50 100x long on here. See where it goes. What's the worst thing that could happen? I lose $6. Best thing could happen is it pump up and I could make 40 or 50 bucks. Yeah, well, Guy, you probably have to go back and look at, I think we started our recession back when a couple months after we got a new president. He started changing all the rules and regulations and reversing all the other presidents' stuff. So, how many days ago was that? I mean, his first month in office, he removed about 10 or 15 of his things that he put in place. Not talking about any presidency, but to me, I think that's when the oil fields and stuff, he closed everything down, reversed everything that Trump did. So I think the economy started reversing back then. So if you go figure, 255 days back then is when it started. I mean, I'm not gonna talk bad about any president, but our economy was picking up pretty good. People weren't hurting too bad. People had jobs. Oil field industry. One of my sons is in the oil field industry, and a good friend of mine lives out in West Texas. And he went from renting out property for the guys to camp on or park their RVs on. He went from making about $4,000 or $5,000 a month to being broke. I mean, his property and everything he owns is paid for, but I think he has 1 or 2 renters left there, and he's lucky if he's making $700 a month off the renters. It's just not there anymore. He said they probably lost about 30,000 people in population when the oil fields closed up, and the whole town just immediately dried up. And he's into sound and video production and has a studio, and he was doing shows after shows after shows, doing sound setup and stuff. And he said it was like in a matter of 2 weeks after the oil fields got shut down, after what's his name came into office, he said it went from making a couple grand a month doing that to no phone calls at all, just shut off like it was dead. And my youngest son, he's in the oil fields. Just shortly after that, he got laid off. He ended up selling his house in Colorado, moving back to East Texas, moving in with his mother-in-law. He went from $160,000 income to nothing. And it wasn't until about 3 months ago he got called back into Wyoming for a job, making about a third or less what he was. So yeah, it's crazy. How one person can pass laws and get the economy going, another one can come back in office and turn them laws upside down and shut things down. Yeah, he used to storage buildings, mini houses. Everybody's downsizing. They're getting rid of their 15,000 square foot homes and moving into a 900 square foot shed. Next step from there is a cardboard box. So, I mean, Bitcoin, definitely decent hit here. Let me open another chart, see what's Ethereum doing. Where's Ethereum at? Like, really? Where did I lose my Ethereum chart at? I can't believe I'm missing my Ethereum chart. There's my spider lines on Bitcoin. I'm amazed how it keeps coming up and tagging that spider line. I'd like to hope for it to come back up and hit it again this morning. There's my Ethereum. Ooh, we did get down in that red box. In that box. Holy cow! Wow. Ethereum down to 1,013. Spike right there. And I was just showing people this last night. Showing them the numbers that I think Ethereum could fall into. One guy kind of giggled about it. Where'd my bottom number go? Did I lose my bottom number? There it is. Knew it ran away somewhere. He kind of giggled at me and told me $600 Ethereum, $690 Ethereum. He laughed. He says, "I don't think so, but it sure would be nice." Well, I don't think we're joking about it too much now. Right there, we broke down below it, came back, look to that bottom right here. Let me get these numbers over here and I'll open this up where everybody can see it better. It is, it's just crazy, man. Come on, I know the other one's right there. Takes a minute to slide them all over, give them the right time frame. Talking about interest rates on the Fed, raising the interest points more. They're talking 75 points, and kind of like the last time, they were talking about somewhere between 50 and 75, and everybody kind of panicked and everything started going crazy. And then they came in and announced they were only going to do a portion of that. And revisit it this month. So now the talk is, oh, they're going to do 75 points this month. I think it's a lot more scare than it is anything. And yes, to me, it's kind of like anything else. They're going to tell you, oh, it's at 70. We're going to raise it 75 points, and they're going to come back in and go, well, it's not as bad as what we thought it was. We're going to do maybe 50 points. So either way, they give you the big fright. So when they come in here and give us an announcement, it's kind of like, well, let's give them the big scare first, so we make them feel good about screwing them anyway. Either way, they're just putting it in there to make you feel good about how bad they're going to stick it to us. So Ethereum is falling pretty daggone quick, just like Bitcoin. Had our bottom there, retested it here. So 1, 2, that one did touch 3. So the third touch and it pushed through. Boom, come crashing down. Came down here, settled on this blue line. Didn't even get, what, 1, 2, third time came through. So yeah, it's just nothing nice here. I mean, it's nice if you're buying, because this right here is freaking awesome. I mean, I don't think Ethereum will hit 690. I do think it will hit 775. But the way things are crumbling down right now, and on the time frame we're on, I mean, this is what, middle of June? We're not even in July yet. And I'm not expecting the market to start pulling back up until, the middle end of August to the first part of September. So this is just crazy here, guys. So the US Brinks is open right now. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. So there's the beginning of the US market here. I expect it to pull back a little bit. It opened up 15 minutes prior to the, let's see, is it 8 o'clock? Yep, it's 8 o'clock. So I expect this to pull back a little bit. Hopefully we'll get a little pump out of it and start coming up. I think the Fed announcement's not until, what is it, around 10:30, is it? 11:30? I'm having my coffee as we talk here. I'm not turning my camera on. Like I said, I just literally woke up having my first cup of coffee, and you guys don't want to see me this early in the morning, especially after I went to bed at, I think, 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I only had about 4.5, 5 hours sleep. Joe, I'm not going to tell people when they should and shouldn't buy an Ethereum or any coin. I mean, if you're sitting on 2,000 pounds and you're wanting to put it in something, what I tell most people is I wouldn't just go drop 2,000 pounds in right now. Maybe set a buy at, at a certain price, and buy a fourth of that, or maybe, maybe an eighth of that, and just kind of stagger your, maybe put the 2,000 pounds into your exchange and set buys at certain levels. Maybe set a buy at, I don't know, 1,025, and set another buy at 940, and another one that probably, just kind of stagger them down. I mean, you could set buys and stagger them down, but then if Ethereum comes all the way down here and tags into 500, you're gonna come back to me and say, well, you said this and you said that. So I'm not going to tell people when to buy, but the smartest way to do it would be stagger your buys out. So your DCA, your buying as it's coming down. That way you don't miss it coming down and then going back up. The other thing that's not really helping Ethereum is that 2.0 was supposed to launch this month, and they postponed it until the latter part of August. And I think that Ethereum could get postponed off until latter part of September, October, November, until they get it completely ready. Which would be the smartest thing for them, because if they postpone it until the bull season kicks back in and things start going back up, it would just benefit them. Trying to switch your coin around to a new algorithm, and if you have any issues and you're doing it during a bear market, it's just twice as devastating on your price. So this way, if they stagger out to where there's a bull market and prices are starting to recover, if they do have some issues, it won't affect the price as much. But yeah, that doesn't help. It doesn't help them. But yeah, this is out here is just. I mean, I drew a line here from the other dip from here to here. This is like just crazy. I mean, I drew a line here, so we kind of got a channel now. Is this line here? I'll put that in white. Kind of keep an eye on that. So this is the upward channel line right here, where it came down, touched it, pushed back up, and then it came down and broke through it. I keep making this smaller and smaller. You guys are having a hard time probably seeing it. So this line right here, I put that in blue. So it's easy, so it's easier seeing. So you can see where we broke through here and just kept going. Everything's trying to push back up. So I'm hoping we can get pushed back up into here and possibly see back up around 21.9. Hey Joe, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, I mean, that's what I try to tell people is if you got a certain amount of money, break it up into fourths or possibly eighths or in the six, depending on how much money you have, and just set it at certain buy levels. And as it comes in and comes down, it'll trigger that, and you won't miss it whether you're asleep or at work or wherever. And that way you're picking up a little bit as you go. And after everything's all said and done, you'll be DCA'd in at a medium price. So say Ethereum goes down to $680 and bounces off that number I have. If you DCA in between $1,000 and $680, you'll probably have an average of about $820. So that'd give you like 2.1 something or 2.2 Ethereum for that 2,000 pounds. No, not necessarily mean crisis. It just means people have less money to spend. There's a DXY right there. It's pumping up. JPY is pumping up. So the dollar index. Let's get to the 1 hour here. See, it's coming back up. There's a gap right here. So it's slowly going. I mean, right here, we're right on the edge of this gap. We're going to fill that gap up today, I think. Japanese yen. I mean, it's kind of pretty much gone sideways, the Japanese yen. I think that'll push up today. Dow Jones still dumping. S&P 500, trying to recover a little bit. So get a nice little recovery out of the S&P 500. Get a little recovery out of the Dow Jones. The S&P 500's got a vector candle starting right here, which is nice. So if we can get a nice little push up out of that in the S&P, we'll get a push up out of Bitcoin. And see, we got gaps in here. Got a gap here, got a gap there. Where's my little tool here? Got a gap right here. Put that in yellow. Fill it in a little brighter. So we got gap right there. It needs to be filled back in. Got another one right here. Where's that work? Where's it? That gap's got to get filled. So there's two gaps here for this to come back up and fill in. That'll help bring Bitcoin back up. Man, look at crypto total. We were at 1.1 trillion earlier this week. This is nuts. Let's go to the 1 day here. This is overall cryptocurrency in general. So we just went from last week at 1.24 trillion average to less than a trillion. $889 billion. I mean, that's $200 billion of crypto that left the market. When I mean left the market, they just cashed out and went and grabbed Tether, USDC, USDT, which is Tether. They cashed out of crypto into cash. And that's a huge drop right there. So that tells me they're expecting a decent dump until later this year. This is way overextended. This is, I mean, it's maxed out, overextended on the daily. That's where I'm at. Oh, my $6 is almost at 100% profit. Keep an eye on my, I did a 100x long on Bitcoin this morning before the exchange opened up. So there's a Japanese yen. It had a big fall this last week. So it's coming back up. The US dollar only had a little trickle down. It didn't really come down as much as the Japanese yen. So yeah, the yen, that really came down hard on the economy. Get back here to Bitcoin. I do these lines straight up and down. These are daily lines, so I can keep tabs of what day's what. So I want to calculate this week out, because this week to me is going to be crucial of what happens. Because if we go back here, you can see the big fall. This is from $40,000 down. And then we went almost from May 13th to June 10th, almost a month. We kind of waved sideways here. Now we're into another big dive here. Not as trajectory as this here, but pretty close. I mean, I can grab this line here, bring it over here. Not as steep. Fairly close. I don't think we're going to get that big of a dive like we did over here. Six hours. I know it's kind of a mess for you guys to see this, because I mean, looks like a jailhouse with prison bars. I got so much stuff drawn up on this, it's nuts. So I'll just drop that to the 1 hour. You know, then with all the different colors in the background, you know, this is the wave right here. It comes through. A lot of times you'll see this bounce off that wave, or get on top of it and ride off the top of it. I'm thinking we could get up into that today, halfway into that wave, put us at somewhere around 22.4. I think we're just way too early for dipping this hard this fast, so it's got to recover. I mean, it doesn't have to, but if we continue on the path we're going right now, before we get to the end of our bull run, we're going to be below $9,000 easy. And I've been hearing people talk 9,000, 9,000. It's like, I'm not seeing it. But at the rate that we're falling, it's most likely, I mean, let's go to the 6 hour again. At the rate of this descent here, this line right here, I mean, where's our timeline? There's July right there. There's July 4th. At the rate of this descent that we're following right now, July 4th, we'd be at $7,745. From there to possibly $8,973. I don't think we just keep coming down. It's got to come down. It's going to level off again for about a month. 3 weeks to about 2-3 weeks, maybe a month. It's got to come down and level off and do its thing again. So I'm thinking we'll get to, you know, we're going to get leveled here, push up a little bit, come back down, start leveling off. This is going to run till the rest of this month, June, and then probably the first week of July, maybe July 4th weekend, somewhere in there, you'll see it do the same thing again. Take another dip into this red area and test it, pop back out. Then we'll get a level spot somewhere in between here, run between, you know, 16.5, 17.6 into August. And then I think we see a big dip in August to September, you know, into August and through here, first part of August. And then we get one big dip into the 12,000, maybe just below 12,000. in September and start working our way back up. That's just my opinion. But we got people that are firm believers that this is going to come to $6,000-$7,000. I don't think, and I don't see it happening. I mean, it is very possible based off what I see back here. Because here is $10,000 right here. There's a lot of support right here. There's a lot of support right in there. There are some vector candles in here, but man, everything's supported. $7,000 is down here. And that's probably what they're seeing right there is these green vector candles right here. I can blow this up. There's an area right here of liquidity that's available for grabs. But if you look at these wicks here, it would actually be from about there pretty much to here. So that's where they're getting their 6,000 at. Drag this over here. To me, that's not enough liquidity for the market maker to come chasing after it. Not as much as what we had in here. And what we had up here in this gold box up here. I mean, if you look at the depth of the liquidity, these right here are huge. This is next to nothing. So you got to ask yourself, does he come after it? I don't see it happening, but I'll put it down there. And I'll put price targets in it. We'll draw them out. But I'm not holding my breath on it. That is really far-fetched for going after that little bit of liquidity down there. But I won't rule it out either. I mean, I hate to say it, I will not rule anything out because Bitcoin can do whatever it wants to do. People sell it, get out of it, get scared. And who knows, you could maybe get a wick down in the 9,000 here from up here. We get up here and people get extremely scared. You might see a weekly wick look all the way down to here. Maybe just barely touch that and bounce up. If we do, it ain't going to be but maybe a half a day or 1 day wick. So I won't rule out that area. But I ain't going to sit here and say it's going there. I'm not going to put FUD in where FUD don't belong. I'll let the feds FUD it. Say that 100 times this morning real quick, holding the tip of your tongue. I'll let the feds FUD it. Say it real fast 3 times, holding your tongue. Just sit there and giggle at yourself. So let me get out this future thing here and we'll save that. Let's go to this chart here and look at Bitcoin without the future thing so we can see the candles a little better. I don't have a lot drawn on this. I think it's drawn on this one here. I got some numbers pulled out here. I got a few lines drawn. Nothing like my other chart. My other chart is everything. I draw the crap out of it. So there's some spider lines and some channels I've drawn. We have literally just fell out of everything. But yeah, I think we're going to get a chance to bounce right back up to this. This is a spider line. I'm going to make it 2x. Make it where it's more visible. That light blue. So I think we'd come back up to that this morning. There's a 50 moving average on the 1 hour. That's 22,580. That's not looking bad. I'll put it just below that light blue line, because if it comes up, then the 50 will move up, probably get right inside that. So I don't think we're doing that bad this morning. I'm at 76% profit on my little $6 100X this morning. Like I said, I threw that on there because I just, from what I look at, I don't have to draw lines. I can just look at these charts and I can see it was recovering from last night. I just went to bed as it started falling here, so I ain't been to bed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours ago. Yeah. So I went to bed right in here between these two candles. Got that to the 30-minute. So I think this is all baked in. We're already looking good here. LSMA's up under it. The SMMA, all the EMAs are sitting right here. I think we're looking good for a pump up here. I don't see why we can't go to 22,560 this morning, even with the news. So that's my morning coverage with my coffee. So good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm looking at chat now. DXY FOMO. Yeah. There's probably a lot of other coins that are going to move. Oh, DXY. I tell you, I have not woke up when you talk about DXY. I don't think it's FOMO. It's just... it's getting pumped up there. It is moving up. But if interest rates keep pushing it up, it's going to get higher. Go to the daily here. Actually, let's go to the weekly. Pull this in 2016, 2015. 2011, 2010. There it is. That's what I was looking for. This 2001. Look at that. So 11 years later, economy was doing good. Nice. Yeah, nice. Economy doing good. Some setbacks there in 09, 2009, 2010. Come back down, economy doing good. 2014, it started going up. Where's is this my fib? Yeah, it's my fib. Fibonacci on that. Looks like garbage. And now let it so I don't whiten up my background too much. So where's that top line at right here? This is where we do not want to get to. This would be insane. So this number here is at 121. So the US dollar pumping to $1.21 versus 105. Other economies will just get decimated over this. You know, you think the US economy goes into a recession when this happens? Think about all the other countries that rely on the US dollar pegged to their money. This destroys other countries. We're not that far from it. 13% away from it. That'll be We break this, it'll break the all-time, or not the all-time high, but it'll be a new high from 2001. That is just nuts. There's a weekly on Japan, the Japanese yen. They got a huge high, 1,067. They don't have a whole lot of information from back then. Dow Jones. Big gap on the weekly too. Look at that. This is nothing but a straight up incline on the Dow Jones. Let's get back here to 2000. Nope. Look at that. All the way down here, just nothing. Way down low. Huge drop off right here. That was March 23rd of 2020. I think that might have been COVID. Was that? Is that what we had back here was COVID? So if you look at that, see the big gaps in here? There were some big gaps in between these two here and these two here that got filled back in, coming back up. As we come back up here, look at the gap right here. That's going to get filled back in. So it will come back up. I don't know exactly when it'll come back out. But this will get filled in. Back to the hourly. See, on the hour, it's actually a bigger gap when I had. Really, where'd you go, little guy? Come on, give me the center. So you do something on the weekly and you come back to the hourly and it's just so far extended you can't find it. So there it is. We'll mark it out there. So there's a big gap here. And there's a little one right here. So what, you know, the thing you gotta ask yourself is this pulling back up to fill that gap? And then since it left a gap down here, will it come back down to find that gap? It just gets crazy. Start getting these gaps like that, they will go back and fill themselves back in. S&P the same way. So there's Bitcoin. Look, I think Bitcoin's looking decent this morning for a nice little push up. I mean, that's the 1 hour there. Let's see what the 3 hour shows. Yeah, look at that. We got a nice green dot on market cipher. Got some green volume here. I mean, the 3 hour is still being pushed down. But man, this could actually move up. If it moved up to the 50 moving average, that'd be 20. Now I think it's going to 25,000. I'd be smoking a fat one this morning, believing in that. So yeah, maybe 22.5, maybe 23 if it got really energetic this morning. How much are we down? We're down $708 right now. That would put us back to 22.1. Just above the LSMA there, or the SMMA. I think the 1 hour looks better. It's more realistic in time frame. Because if you look at the line on that SR right here, it lines up just about to that 22,560. The LSMA is dragging. It's not curled back up yet. So it gives it room to come back and retest that. But according to Market Cipher, the green dot, we're looking for the 3 hour, the 1 hour, I believe even the 30 minute. Yeah, all got green dots. Looking good. I don't know what else to say, guys, other than I don't think it's going to be that bad of a day today. I think pretty much we were already taxed yesterday and last night for what the announcements we're getting today. Hopefully they come in and don't give us an extremely bad report. If it's worse than what they're anticipating, then yeah, I expect a bigger dump. But based on what's already being talked about, if they come in with a better report than what they're saying, then we could see a nice little pump back up. So other than that, I'm going to bounce out of here this morning and let you guys enjoy the other stream. I'll be in there chit-chatting with you. So I just thought I'd jump on here this morning with you guys and share with you what I thought was going on. And Joe Horn, thank you very much for the 5 super chat. Much appreciated, sir. So you guys have a great day, great morning. I'll come back in here and holler this afternoon with you guys.